And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is June 28th, 2025, and I'm your host, Saint Nick. All right, today on the show, we got UFC on tonight, folks, so make a little noise. A nice fight night Saturday. Always got to love that. So we'll preview that. We just had a big-time trade go down in the NBA. Well, let me tamper it down. Not big time, but a solid trade go on. So we'll break that down. We'll break down the NBA. We'll break down the NFL. You know how it goes over here. So let's jump right into it. And before we even start anything, let's get our update on our man Antonio Brown, wanted for attempted murder, potentially fleeing the country. And we got a little bit of an update. He posts on Twitter 5 hours ago, caption, Antonio Brown so broke, ... with a little house tour. He shows a Lamborghini in the driveway.
You gotta be scared.
This looks like it could potentially not be in the country. Not a lot to go off of, but doesn't look like an American city out there, I'll tell you. We don't get a great view of it, but so that's where we got a lot of water, a lot of bottled water. So I don't know if that gives us any clue on where Antonio Brown is, but he's got cases of Evian water. This could be... I don't know if this is a safe house or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown, he's still flexing out there. He ain't broke, he says, all right?
Yeah.
He may be wanted for attempted murder, but he ain't no broke boy, all right? That's Antonio Brown. Put a little respect on his name. He still got it.
Let me say this.
He's got the Lambo in the driveway. So... we'll keep updated on Antonio Brown. Will he ever turn himself in? Will he ever surrender? Will he ever be found? Because also, they may have taken the post down, but there was somebody that was posting pictures of them together. He went off, but I don't see these tweets. I don't see these tweets anymore, so I think it was right here. And then she took down the post. So I think it's Whoa Vicky. I don't know who that is, but Whoa Vicky posts pictures of her and Antonio Brown kind of snuggled up together. He doesn't like it. He has this tweet. We're not going to read it, but you know how Antonio Brown tweets, folks. I don't got to tell y'all. So we went a little crazy on that. Now the posts are down. And we also have this by TMZ. Let's watch this video. He retweeted this 16 hours ago, but let's get a little update on what TMZ is saying on Antonio Brown. So here we go.
On to the hospital. Were you actually hit by any of the shots that were fired?
Allah is merciful. Allah is merciful. I could have been grazed here, but I don't know. I don't want to take against God's mercy upon me, sparing me, because I believe the angels protected me. But I do have burns upon my neck, and all that. But it did not enter my body and come out my body. It was not. So I thank God for that. I walked in, and then I saw him 1 minute in, and it was up. You know, he stole it. He swung. He tried to swing on me, scratch my neck. You know what I'm saying? And then it just turned into a brawl from when got a gun, shot wildfire. We fight. He shot at me twice. Praise be to Allah, I wasn't hit. They got killed children.
All right, so that was the alleged victim in the crime. First video saying that the bullet grazed his neck for the burn. Second video saying that a scratch on the neck. So maybe Antonio Brown is truly innocent here, folks. The story continues. So that's where we're at with Antonio Brown. We'll see what's next for the man. All right, let's get into it here, folks. Now, we did have this trade just about half hour ago go down, and I kind of like it. So here we go. The Chicago Bulls are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for Isaac Okoro. All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fine. Straight up, no other picks, no other people involved, just straight up Lonzo for Isaac Okoro. Absolutely, we do this deal. Now, no disrespect to Isaac Okoro, but, we've seen his minutes diminish over the last, 5 years, 4 or 5 years with the Cavs. Year 1 playing 32 minutes, year 2, 29, year 3, 21, went up in year 4 to 27, and then right back down to only 19 minutes per game this season. Not really doing too much out there. So, their championship run, their great run, that kind of, ended not great. Their good regular season, let's just say that. Not a huge hand in it. Averaging 6 points, doesn't take a lot of shots. Doesn't really hit the 3 ball like that, and you got to kind of have to hit that in today's game. And now with Lonzo Ball, and obviously, he had 2 straight years of him not playing, and that's going to be the biggest knock on Lonzo Ball, his health, and I get it. Last year, playing 14 games, nothing crazy, or starting 14 games, 22 minutes a game out there. But what we know of Lonzo Ball is he can run the offense, and he can shoot the 3. We like that, especially in today's NBA. You gotta hit the 3. The Thunder were hitting the 3. The Pacers were even hitting the 3. Gotta have the 3 ball in your bag, your repertoire out there, and that's where we get Lonzo. He's not a mid-range shooter like everybody's favorite SGA, so don't shoot him because he doesn't take the mid-range jumpers like the MVP. But he's putting up the 3s. You got to shoot the 3s. I mean, we get in 2021, he averaged 8 threes a game, shooting 37%. The year after that, putting up 7 threes a game, averaging 42% from 3. Yes, we'll take that absolutely all day. Averaging around, 5, 6 assists a season or a game. Yes. So, absolutely like this trade a lot here for the Cavs. Lonzo Ball is still young, 27, so good there. We know that teams are starting to build complete, full teams and not just 3 stars and then the rest trash, and we have them carry us. No. So you get another point guard, a deeper point guard, deeper bench for the Cavs. That was kind of, their downfall this season, a little bit of the health. The injuries caught up to him in the playoffs. Now, once again, Lonzo Ball, health is a concern, but if he can stay healthy, absolutely makes sense for the Cavs here. For the Bulls, don't really understand why they would do this trade. I feel like you probably could have gotten a little bit more. Obviously, Lonzo's not like the hottest commodity on the market, but didn't really seem like, I know everyone's saying, oh, you got younger. I mean, I think Isaac Okoro is like 24, so it's, 27, 24, not that much of a difference. And also the Cavs are saving money. It's not a ton of money, but they're saving $1 million. Isaac Okoro was due to be paid $11 million this upcoming season. Lonzo Ball is due 10. So we got a little cheaper, saved $1 million. We'll take that while getting potentially a little better. So Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro, and I think the Cavs won the trade. I think really kind of hands down, really not debatable. This is a great move for the Cavs. Obviously, if Lonzo can stay healthy. And once again, we don't over here at Takes by Fans, we don't harp on the injuries. We don't hold players to these injuries every single season, all right? We move on. We get over it, all right? We build around a potential injury, okay? All right, let's keep moving on here. Now, another name to keep an eye on. We got free agency in the NBA kicking off in about 2 days. It's coming up quick, so be ready for it. And one player that we could potentially see to a new team is Chris Paul. We know he's not going to play with the Spurs this season, so if he goes somewhere, it's going to be a new destination, new team. But keep an eye on the LA teams, the Clippers and the Lakers. We've been hearing this all off season long. We're getting it reiterated here. Quote, Chris Paul would be another Mavericks target at $5.7 million, but there is a growing belief that after starting all 82 games last season for San Antonio as a 39-year-old newcomer, is determined to play closer to his home base in Los Angeles if he indeed comes back for a 21st season. So I don't know why they were trying to throw the Mavericks in there. The Mavericks are getting everybody all of a sudden always. The Mavericks are getting next year's first round pick and the year after that, and they're getting Wemby and they're getting Giannis and they're getting everybody. Spare me with the Mavericks talk, please. I've had enough of it. Mavericks talk, Timberwolves talk. Enough. But Chris Paul to the Lakers. We've been hearing it. He wants to play closer to his family. He still wants to play. Now, for the Lakers, they don't really need another point guard, but if we're building depth, we'll obviously take Chris Paul. And obviously, for the Lakers, their number one priority is a center. So we'll see if they go after Chris Paul early or if they wait for a center and then see what their kind of money situation is and then go after him. Or if the Clippers come and scoop him up first. But watch out for either the Lakers or the Clippers to pick him up. And I would love to see him play with the Lakers, try and get that ring with LeBron. Last year Chris Paul, Luka Doncic, skinny. I mean, I'd take that team. I would take it. All righty, and then let's get into the trade talks again. Let's keep it up here, yes? And once again, I'm not putting any weight into any of this. I'm not. Per the New York Post. The New York Post, what do they know about basketball? The Knicks, the Heat, and the Warriors are reportedly among the teams interested in Giannis. Well, first and foremost, let's just clear the air. Giannis is saying that he's comfortable with the Bucks, that he's grateful to the Bucks, that he's not leaving. These are coming from him, his own Twitter account. Let me see if I can bring him up here quickly. Also, hopefully he has not deleted them. And it seems like he has deleted them. But yeah, we've seen tweets earlier this month. He says, hey, I've never asked for a trade. I'm grateful being here. I've got no problem being here. Everything in the fake news is fake news. We get this picture. Choosing gratitude always. This was June 14th, and this was a little bit of a subtweet of all those rumors of, who's going to go Giannis? Giannis isn't going to be a Buck anymore. Who's going to go get him? This is when he kind of tweeted this photo, choosing gratitude always. And I don't know what this statue is called. I know it's very famous. I think it's in Brazil. And I don't even want to try and attempt a name because then it's blasphemous and all that. So we'll stay away from it. But Giannis, I don't think is leaving the Bucks here at all. I don't care how interested these teams are and how big of a push they're going to go. That was kind of what the rumor is with the Miami Heat. And why they didn't go all in for Kevin Durant, because they were going to go, quote, all in for like a bigger star than Kevin Durant. Okay, I get Giannis is younger. I give you it, but let's settle down on that talk. So, Knicks, Heat, Warriors reportedly interested in Giannis, but I don't care how interested you are. I don't think he's going anywhere. Once again, just like Kevin Durant, he was never going to go to Minnesota. We know this now. We've told y'all that. I don't think Giannis is leaving the Bucks, even though I want to. I'm begging him to. You got Doc Rivers on your team. You got to run. If an NBA player goes into their locker room and they see Doc Rivers, you run the other way. You don't look back. Hey, say Nick, where you going? Where you going? I'm out. I'm done. Sorry. I've seen enough. I don't care. Blackball me from the league. I won't play. I'm not playing for Doc Rivers. I do not care. And I hope Giannis feels the same way, but apparently so far, he doesn't. All right, and let's get our update on Ace Bailey, the biggest drama of the NBA draft. People are clowning his agent. People are like, where are the adults? Get this young kid some help. But maybe it's not what it seems. We get this. Ace Bailey's representation, Andrew Whitlieb, denies rumors of him not wanting to go to the Jazz, says he's, quote, thrilled to be drafted by the Jazz. And we heard that. We heard it out of his mouth after he got drafted. He's like, man, I'm so thankful to be drafted. I can't wait to get to work. Now, he has also said, I haven't had really any communication with the Jazz. We know that he canceled his workout with the Jazz. And we know the Jazz still drafted him anyway. We know he did not take the first flight to Utah, even though other draftees to Utah got to Utah early. We know he's kind of digging his heels in. So we're getting mixed signals by everything, like always, folks. That's always everything. The collusion. It's all this and that and this and that. Ace Bailey doesn't want to play. He does want to play. Here's him saying he doesn't want to play. Here's him saying he does want to play. Here's his manager. Oh, my goodness. And then we get this. Bovada official, folks, post the odds of Ace Bailey's next team. So even Vegas is getting into the action of, hey, this man may not play for Utah at the end of the day. And they say the first favorites are the Lakers at plus 235, the Mavericks at plus 350 as the next favorites, the Suns the third favorites at plus 400, then the Raptors at plus 450, then the Heat that's interested in everybody, but Ace Bailey's not too big of a star for them, plus 575, Bulls, Nets, Celtics all throughout to kind of finish up the list there. But we'll see. We don't know what's really going on with Ace Bailey. I don't think he's going to play for Utah at the end of the day. We'll see. Our next date that we kind of update and check in on is Monday. We heard that the other day on the show that Jazz aren't kind of panicking yet. They got their kind of summer league practices, that summer league camp starting on Monday. So if he's there Monday, all right, we're looking good. But if not, oh mama, we've got a story. So we'll see what's going on with Ace Bailey. All righty. Let's, actually, I forgot to do this. I wanted to do this at the top of the show, but I forgot, so let's do it now. We got the UFC on tonight, folks. 317, and man, oh man, there's nothing better than a nice fight, folks, I'll tell you. So you got the prelim starting at 7 o'clock but you got to have UFC Fight Pass. 8 o'clock is the early prelims on ESPN. Usually the prelims start at 7 on ESPN. They're starting at 8 today. It's a little bit of a shorter card than normal that I'm kind of seeing. So they're bumping the early prelims up an hour. So 8 o'clock. 8 to 10 is the free fights, the prelims, and then from 10 on will be the main card that you got to pay for. Now, the main card, it's not bad. It's all right. We've got the co-main event. Pantoja and Kai Kara France for a championship in the flyweight division. Should be a very, very good one. But I'm still having Pantoja. I mean, this man's just on an absolute tear right now. I think he's on like 5 or 6 straight title defenses, just winning them all. Now, Kai Kara France, a little up and coming, looking pretty good the last few fights. Pantoja minus 230 on the money line. That's kind of where I'm going here. Not a lot of great value that I was trying to find. I built a little parlay. I don't know if we're going to make this our official $100 bet. Kind of want to juice it up a little bit more for the Discord people. Shout out to y'all. But this would be the parlay I endorse. It's nothing crazy. It's plus 255. We get Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira. I mean, that's the main card. I've got that over 1.5 rounds. Once again, we got Topuria. I mean, golly. I mean, he's minus 425. He's undefeated. He's an absolute monster. Young buck. I mean, not too young, but, younger than Charles. I mean, Charles is like 35 years old. So I've got Topuria absolutely dominating this fight. He's minus 425 on the money line. That's not the value we're looking for, but I really, really like the over 1.5 rounds at minus 145. I mean, Charles, look, he's a veteran. He's not going to go down early. And Topuria is probably not losing this fight, and I don't see him losing like early first round. So over 1.5 rounds, I think it could probably go the distance here. But over at minus 145, I think that's really where the value is on this fight. Love Topuria winning. What can we bet him winning? Topuria by KO, TKO, minus 175. Once again, I mean, he could probably win by submission. We'll see. So I still think the over rounds here is the better juice here. We get better value, we get better odds, and we don't have to worry about him knocking out Charles Oliveira. So by decision plus 700, by submission plus 500, we probably stay away. So we've got over 1.5 rounds for the main card, and watch out for Topuria just once again to dominate. We got the Pantoja, like I said, on the money line, minus 230. And then the last of our 3-leg parlay is the Royval Joshua Van fight over 2.5 rounds. These two good fighters, but they usually always go the distance. Not a lot of big knockouts, not a lot of big submissions by these two. So over 2.5 rounds, it goes the distance. That 3-leg parlay, like I said, it's only at plus 255. Not terrible. $100. You win 255. We move. We'll take it. So gonna be a good one. Should be a good one. Probably not worth the full price, but you know UFC and ESPN, they'll charge the full price for it. So Topuria, Oliveira, UFC 317, buy it now. We'll have the late show. We'll watch the prelims. So come hang out. We'll bet the prelims live as well. So if you want to come hang out, make a little bit of money, check out the night show, folks. Streaming live everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Bink. All right. Now let's shift gears into the NFL, and let's start here and talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. If there's ever a time to bet on the Raiders, it's now, folks. It's pretty much this season. So much winning experience, so much competency. I mean, we've seen the coaches, the front office for this Raiders over the last few years really kind of forever, never good. But you bring in Pete Carroll, you bring in Tom Brady, you finally have the quarterback right in Geno Smith. You know, whatever you want to say about Geno Smith, whatever. But at the end of the day, he's at base, at minimum, he's an above average game manager in this league. So we'll take that at quarterback, something that the Raiders have not had in, once again, almost forever. And on top of all that, they're just hungry, and especially this man. And when this man gets hungry, the league is in trouble. So let's start here with Max Crosby. I want to win so badly, I put everything into it. Now, we hear this almost every single year by Max Crosby because, once again, the Raiders are so irrelevant as a team and a franchise, and that this was really their own lone star player that's always good. So we always hear from him every year. And it's never changed. So Big Dog is still hungry. Let's quickly go in this article. Let's get a little quote and see if we can start buying in. We'll check the Raiders' value, if we can bet them on win totals, or if we can even maybe talk about division win. I know. Chiefs, Chargers, I know. Big Bad Herbert, I know. But here we go. Crosby is grateful for that, but also feels like there's more on the table for him in the franchise, saying, quote, "It's an honor, obviously, having the Raiders with a new staff and new regime come in and show me that type of respect, getting that big old deal we love. Quote, it means the world. Like Spytech said, it's not about what I've done, it's about what I'm about to do. And we've got a lot of work to do." Yeah. They're not paying him on what he's done for this team. They know what he can do. I love that. Another quote. "Anytime you go out there, you want to be in a position to win. Individual success and things like that are awesome, but it's not why you play the game. You play to win. We just saw that in the NBA. OKC, just a couple of... folks, I'm already gushing. I'm gushing about this statement already. You play to win. We just saw it in the NBA with OKC. Just a couple of years ago, was one of the worst teams in the league, but they had a lot of young guys. They trusted the process they developed, and now they're world champions." Yeah, say it again, Max. Yes. Team working together, trusting the process, developing, getting it done, putting in the work, trusting the plan. Yes. Oof. All right, I'm already sold. Bet him to win the division. I'll lock it in now. I don't care. Last quote. "We're trying to win. I want to win so badly, I put everything into it. I want everybody else to think like that. And that's been my goal. Just bringing as many guys along as I possibly can. Leader alert. Whoop, 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 whoop. Leader alert. Max Crosby, if there was ever any doubt of Max Crosby being a leader, which there should never have been, It just got put to rest right there. So, oof, yes. Yes, I'm gushing over the Raiders right now. I got to take the look at the value. We got to see the value right now. I got to lock something in here, folks. I need to lock a Raider bet in right now. God dang. Here we go. Division winner for the Raiders, plus 2,000. Yes, yes, yes. I don't care. The Chiefs are on the decline. We see that. Travis Kelce doesn't care about football anymore. He cares about Taylor Swift. He got clowned in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes sucks. Patrick Mahomes sucks in the Super Bowl, folks, okay? I don't care. They're falling off. The Broncos, Bo Nix, spare me, please. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, Mr. Regular Season. Don't care. Give me the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders to win the division, plus 2,000. Max Crosby will get it done single-handedly. He'll do his Travis Hunter. He's playing edge rusher. He's playing quarterback. He's playing receiver. He's gonna do it all. Man. What else can we bet? We get win totals? Can we do win totals for the Raiders? Give me something I can sink my teeth into for the Raiders here because I'm gushing about them. What do we got to bet? We got to bet like 9 wins. Over 6.5 wins at minus 145 for the Raiders. Over 8.5 wins at plus 225. What's their schedule looking like? Is it workable? Is it winnable? Can we get 9? Do I just bet the 9 right now? I can't bet them to win the division, even though I really want to. I really do. I really do. Man, I probably will still. I'll sprinkle. Maybe I put $100 on it and put it in the Discord. Give it away when it happens. All right, here we go. Their schedule. Patriots, once again, Chargers twice, Chiefs twice. I mean, they'll probably split one against the Chargers. They'll split one against the Broncos. I even think they could split against the Chiefs. They could go 3-3 in that division. And I think they do. We'll count 3 wins for the division. Other games, they've got the Patriots, winnable. Washington, winnable. Chicago, winnable. Colts, winnable. Tennessee, winnable. Jags, winnable. Dallas, winnable. Oh, my God. Browns, yes. Okay, there it is. There it is. We found it. We found it, folks. That's the value. Raiders over 8.5 wins at plus 225. Bink. Bop. And if you want to get a little spicy, 11 wins. I think there's 11 winnable games here. 3 in the division. Patriots, Washington, or let's leave Washington out, even though I think they may take a slight step back because of Cliff Kingsbury, not because of Daniels. Cliff Kingsbury. But you got 3 for the division. You beat the Patriots. You beat Chicago. You beat the Colts. You beat the Titans. You beat the Jags. You beat the Cowboys. You beat the Browns. You beat the Giants. I mean, that's another 7 wins. 3 for the division. I had to take one away from the Broncos. I counted them twice, I think. So we're talking 10 wins. I could see 10. But they got to kind of get us on the 11. I like 10. I don't know if I could play the 11. What do we get on FanDuel? Any better value here? Value, let's see. FanDuel, the sharper sports book, in my opinion, from what I've seen so far. FanDuel seems like they're very sharp on the 2025 read so far. Here we go. The Las Vegas Raiders, over 7.5 wins at plus 135, over 9.5 wins at plus 380. There we go. Yes. We play it both ways. You take the over 8.5 at DraftKings at plus 225, and then you head over to FanDuel and take the over at 9.5 at plus 380. We get the best of both worlds. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Thank you, Vegas. Thank you, different books. We got our value both ways. We like them at 10 max. We like them at the 9 as well. All right, that's our value. Now we're cooking. I'm going to hit the button. It probably, I don't know if it's a last call for value, but it's a call for value. It's a call for value. This obviously could still go up. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about the Raiders, bad public image. So things can still happen. They've still got, Chiefs and the Chargers in the division. Big news can drive up that value. So, not last call for value, but a call for value. And as we're over here gushing about the Raiders, let's check in on Tom Brady because this is exactly what we want to hear. Let's hear from the man himself. Now, what do we know before we even get into anything? Because we're going to learn about his role. Tom Brady on role as Raiders limited partner. Now, obviously, joins as a limited partner for the Raiders this offseason. Buys some of the team. Then the draft happens. Shedeur Sanders is there. Raiders still don't pick him up. After the draft, Tom Brady says, hey, I didn't have any say. I had no say. I'm going to try and take this year as a learning year and not say anything and then start talking next year. That's what we were hearing initially. But now let's hear from him again. Let's see if that's still true. Because it seems like he chose Geno Smith over Shedeur Sanders, even though, he was gushing about Shedeur Sanders in the public limelight. Oh, my God, how can you not draft this kid? And then your team doesn't draft him, and then all of a sudden, I didn't have my hand in the draft process. I wanted to give the team a year to breathe. I didn't want to, come in immediately and start pointing fingers. That was what he was saying, folks. So here we go, Tom Brady. What are you doing? Are you doing anything for the Raiders? We just bet you 10 wins. Please, start doing something for this team. So here we go. As a new dawn for the Silver and Black has arrived, Brady underscored that the commitment to winning has already begun in his first offseason as part of team ownership, saying, quote, our goal is to, win a lot of football games. You've got to work hard at it, and it's all earned. And we've got a tough division. There's a lot of good opponents we face, but it's going to be up to the guys in their daily commitment to doing the right things. Okay, I don't care about that. What are you doing? What are you doing to help win? What are you doing, Tom, in your expertise? What do you bring to the table, Tom? Quote, I'm there as a great sounding board for anything they want to do. Okay, Tom Brady's a sounding board. That's what we want to hear from him. That's great. Let's keep going on here. So just how will the self-professed sounding board impact the Raiders' renaissance? Quote, well, I'm just a limited partner. So principal owner Mark Davis is the boss, and then Pete does his job, and Spy does his job, and I think we trust them to make the right decisions. All right, Tom, stop dancing around the damn question. I mean, Tom, what are you doing here? Tom's playing coy. Oh, I don't do anything. I'm just looking. They're all doing their jobs. What am I? Who am I? They're just doing their jobs. I just walk around. All right, here we go. Last quote. We're not learning anything here. This is great. As Brady knows better than anyone, though, all that matters is what plays out after kickoff. Nonetheless, he believes the building blocks for a winner have been put into place, saying, quote, they've worked together very well, and there's a lot of decisions that are made. Winning games in September starts with what happens in February, March, and April when no one's really watching. They've been hard at work. Okay, yeah, we wanted to know what you were doing at that time, Tom. We know when winning begins. Obviously, it doesn't begin in September, obviously, blah, blah, blah. So great. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for clearing that up. Maybe we got to take that back. Maybe we got to take this Raiders bet back. He's not doing nothing for this team. There's another article, but I think it's all the same. Quickly. While Brady did not delve into specifics of his day-to-day with the team, he noted that he loves Spytek and Carroll's first offense, saying, quote, and again, just trying to contribute in the ways that I can help the team to be the best that they can be on and off the field. We've got a lot of great people. I love Mark. He's done an incredible job getting the team to Vegas, getting the stadium built. Pete is new this year. He's got a big role to play, and so does John Spytek. And we're trying to do the right thing every day. So that's what they're trying to do. Okay. They've worked well together, Spytek and Carroll, and there's a lot of decisions that are made. Winning games in September starts with what happens in February, March. Yeah, we just read that one. Okay, so, great. Tom Brady's doing nothing. He's just saying, yeah, I'm just here. All right. Thanks, Tom. Thanks. All right, let's move on. I thought we were going to get something good there. Thought we were going to finally get what Tom Brady does over there in Vegas, but he does nothing. Even the new guys coming in, they got to do their job. Okay, well, tell us what that is and what are you doing about it? Tell me what you're doing, Tom. Let's move on. And here we go. All right, and once again, I'm gonna get framed as the hater here, but that's fine, whatever. I'm that's all I am. I'm the hater. I talk down to everybody, and I'm the biggest hater in the world. Okay, but here we go again. Everybody got praise. Everyone loves. Everyone gushes over Josh Allen. Here we go. Arch Manning says he's studying Josh Allen and Joe Burrow to improve his own game. Okay. All right, you can also, study from like Tua, the accuracy is great. Great accuracy. One of the best accuracy balls in NFL history. He won a college championship. You're still in college. Maybe you should start focusing on still college a little bit. Tua won a national championship in college. Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. So did Joe Burrow. Shout out. Still study Joe Burrow. Josh Allen was shucking corn in Wyoming. That's what he was doing in college, while Tua was winning. So yeah. We get this quote by Arch Manning, and obviously, that's going to be the biggest buzz when he goes to the drafts. That's going to be it. Potentially next season. Potentially a lot of people are going to be taken for Arch Manning. But here we go. He says, quote, I'm watching a lot of Josh Allen. I'm watching a lot of Josh Allen and Joe Burrow right now. Those are my guys. They're dogs. I've watched some of their college film. They're just good players, elite competitors, and fun to watch. I'm not saying they're not. I shout out Josh Allen. Y'all act like I don't shout out Josh Allen. He's great. He's top 5. I say that all the time. He's great. I love Josh Allen. Prototypical quarterback, dual threats, big, smart, cerebral, tall, big arm, leader. Just can't get his tush pushed. I mean, that's his only knock. He can't get that 1 inch, that 1 yard, and he can't be Patrick Mahomes. Sorry. Sorry, I be a little realistic with my Josh Allen takes, not like everybody else that just sees the sunshines and the rainbows, okay? I get yelled at, I get knocked because I keep it real with Josh Allen. And really, Josh Allen, I don't know if he knows of me, I don't know if he's heard my name, but if he has, he should be thanking me because I'm keeping Josh Allen grounded. You're welcome, Josh, because if it wasn't for me, the praise and the love would be just so blown out of proportion. His head would be massive, hot air balloon style, where he's just starting to float off the ground. His head is so big. A lot of hot air in that head, too, if you know what I mean. So, shout out Josh Allen, and you're also welcome, Josh Allen, for keeping you grounded. All right. All I'm saying is that you can also watch, he's saying he's watching their college film. I've watched some of their college film. Watch Tua's college film. How about we watch that? Okay? You're still in college. Let's not start jumping to the NFL yet. Okay? Watch some Tua film. Go win your national championship. He gives you the blueprint. And then get drafted in the NFL. And then still probably watch a little Tua because he's coming this year. Watch Tua this season because he's going to lay out the blueprint for an MVP for you. Okay, Arch? All right. Another quote here. He's just let's read back here. Although Manning's uncles were not known for their mobility, Arch showed off his running ability when playing at Texas last season and said that Allen's ability to make plays with his legs is something he tries to emulate. Okay, here we go again. He's just the ultimate football player. If something's not there, he's going to make something happen and do whatever he can to make his team win. Except in the playoffs. I mean, what is going on? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. What do you mean? What do you mean he'll do anything to help the team win? He loses in the playoffs. Oh, it's his defense. Okay. It's his defense. But he's not going on defense. Travis Hunter's playing defense and offense. Why don't Josh Allen start playing corner? Start playing corner, Josh. Lock up the final 13 seconds that you left on the clock. Sorry, Josh Allen doesn't know clock management. You know you can't give the ball back to Mahomes with 13 seconds left. You know that, but you still did it anyway. So this is exactly what I mean. What are we talking about? And do whatever he can to make his team win. But that's the thing. That's the thing right there. He doesn't. Not when it matters, at least. Because we knock Lamar Jackson for the same thing. Well, Lamar can't get it done in the playoffs. But Josh Allen, oh my God, I want Josh Allen in the playoffs to get ready for my career. Okay. He's always losing to the Chiefs. Why can't he beat Mahomes in the playoffs? Why is he not doing whatever it takes to win in the playoffs against Mahomes? Folks, I know I'm not so delusional. Are we seeing it now? Are we seeing it? If Josh Allen's gotten to a Super Bowl and was competitive in a Super Bowl, okay, yes, I give y'all this. But he doesn't win in the playoffs. He cannot beat the Chiefs. But we're all emulating Josh Allen even though we can't get it done in the big game? Okay, all right, Arch, if you want to keep losing with 13 seconds left in the playoffs, be my guest and keep watching Josh Allen. Go ahead. All right, that's where we are. That's where we're at with Arch Manning. Let's move on. I want to gush. Let's move on here, and let's start talking about the Giants. Y'all know I'm gushing about them good. Love their win totals this year. Lots of value. And we get this. Why y'all should be worried. Why y'all should be afraid. Why the Giants should be on everybody's radar this season. Giants wide receiver Jalin Hyatt on transforming body to rebound after dismal year 2, saying, quote, "That's what darkness does to you. It brings out the animal. It brings out the beast. I was so in the darkness last year. And now the phoenix is ready to rise. The giant is awaking from his slumber." Oh yeah, folks, watch out. There's some studs on this team, folks, I'll tell you. These wide receivers, these playmakers, they're going to show you this season. Here we go, into the article. Looking to turn things around in year 3, Hyatt spoke recently on the Giants Huddle podcast about the measures he's taken to try and regain his footing in the receiving pecking order, most notably making a dramatic physical change. Quote here, "I played at like 170, 171 last year. I'm about 194, 195. Yeah, give it up. I mean, oof. Oof, how about a little bulk there? Beefing up, I love it. Returning from that darkness slumber, emerging bigger and beefier." Oh, Hyatt's going to be a problem here, folks. Quote, "I'm telling you, that's what darkness does to you. It changes you." Ooh, I'm getting shivers reading this, folks. We get this as well. Here we go. It's more than just the beef, the bulk. Thus, the concerted effort this offseason was to get bigger and stronger while not compromising his characteristic quickness. Quote, "Speed will stay here. But for me, it's just learning to run at this weight, learning to play faster, play bigger, play stronger through contact. I felt like that was one of the things that I needed to work on from last season. Just felt weak, so just had to get stronger." Yes. Another quote here, "I've had good conversations with Daboll and general manager Joe Schoen," don't talk to him, "about after last year, what we can do to have a better year 3. And that was one of the things that I pointed out. And I want to move around. Don't want to just stay on the outside. I played slot at Tennessee. I just want to fill that slot again. And at the same time, still play outside. Just move me around." So, yes, loving this by Jalin Hyatt. Obviously, they've still got Malik Neighbors on their roster. We love their running back game of Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary. But Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalin Hyatt, who we've just talked about, Darius Slayton, this is a very talented wide receiver core if, they're all up to their standard and level. So Jalin Hyatt getting bigger, saying, "Hey, I was too weak last year," looking to be moved around. Hopefully Daboll is expanding his offense a little bit. Now that you've got a competent quarterback that can make all the throws and run the offense, hopefully we get the big breakout seasons of these great receivers, Neighbors, Hyatt, and Wan'Dale Robinson. So watch out for the Giants, folks. Watch out. We love what we're hearing from the receivers. Now let's hear from the running backs because we love this as well. Once again, this is a new era of Giants football. There is finally sunshines and not just a rain cloud over this team all year long, knowing that you don't have the quarterback or the leadership or anything that's going to make y'all relevant and competitive this season. But y'all finally have it. Y'all have got the complete team, the running back, the receivers, the coach, the leadership, the quarterback. Because running back, Giants, Tyrone Tracy Jr., happy to have multiple leaders at quarterback in Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, two of the better leaders. Obviously, Jameis Winston, still trying to find his leadership footing if everybody would stop clowning him. And Russell Wilson, he is leadership personified. We saw the Steelers last year. They really came together. It was George Pickens that was really just digging in his heels. Nothing Russell Wilson said got through to him. Najee Harris couldn't even get through to him. Mike Tomlin couldn't even get through to him. But Russell Wilson had everybody on that Steelers team kind of, hey, let's get it going now. So here we go. Tyrone Tracy Jr. on the Gushing says, quote, I think the first thing that you want to pick out is that the leadership in this room will really help out everybody in the locker room and on the team. Love that. Obviously, you've got Russ, Mr. Unlimited. Then you've got Jameis. He's the one that has the personality. He can really connect with everybody on the football team. And then you've got Jackson Dart, Mr. Cool Dude, coming in with the swagger. Kind of that Italian vibe, but he's not Italian. And you don't forget about Tommy DeVito. They bring it up. They bring a lot of different pieces that we need. I also think, again, with Russ, he brings that leadership to where he's more vocal. He's speaking up. He's letting people know where we're going, and everyone's on the same train. That's what we need as a football team. So, yes, absolutely love hearing this. The different levels of leadership. You got Russell Wilson, the vocal leader, making sure, hey, we're all on the same page. We're going, you know. All right, here we go. You've got Jameis Winston. He's got the personality. Okay, let's not blow it out of proportion. But, he was saying, hey, he can, connect with every guy. Jameis Winston can, come up with a story, a scenario that can reconnect to that player, that individual. So you got the overall team leader, you got the personal leader, and then you got the young buck coming in, Jackson Dart, Mr. Cool, coming in with the swagger, but not arrogantly. So really love hearing this. Different leaderships here. Everybody's buying in. Everybody's getting on the same page. Let's read one more quote here because these have been great so far. Most expect Wilson to earn the job and Trout onto the field as the team's starter week 1, but he's not the only leader in the Giants locker room, according to Tracy, saying, quote, I wouldn't say leader of the pack because Jameis and Russ, they both have really good dynamic to where they both respect each other. They both allow each other to lead in their own way, whatever it may be. If Jameis wants to say something, Russ is not going to come and say, this is how it is. He'll let Jameis talk and lead his own way. I think that's really good because you need more than one leader. You need more than one person speaking up. It can't just be Russ or Jameis. It has to be a running back, a linebacker, a D end. You know what I'm saying? It has to be multiple people on the team leading so that everyone knows, the young guys know this is the way we're going. So yes, absolutely. Love that as well. And, you need, it's I think football at times is a little bit too much like decompartmentalized, where everyone's just, the running back group is doing the running back things. They're in the classroom with the running backs. The wide receivers are in the group of their own. The quarterbacks, the linemen, the linebackers. I feel like at times it's a little bit too decompartmentalized. But with that being said, you need a leader in each one of those facets that all buy into the overall team, the overall leader, so that keeps everybody, I don't want to say in line, but it keeps everybody on the same path. It keeps everybody with the same focus. So once again, folks, I mean, this is not the same old Giants, and I know it's hard. It's hard for us to kind of see the turnaround, the 1 year turnaround on these teams because they've been bad for so long. I get all that. But at the end of the day, folks, new teams enter the fold every single year, teams that we wouldn't even think. We just saw the Texans 2 years ago. They instantly rebuilt it, and now they're a premier team. They're the top of the crop 2 years in. Teams, this is a new age, a new era in the NFL. It is no longer you need a 4 or 5 year rebuild. Teams can be rebuilt in 1 year if the pieces are right, like in Houston. And I don't think these pieces are as good as they were in Houston. I think Brian Daboll is still a little bit of a question mark as a coach and coordinator. I'll digress on that. But they're building it there. They're getting it there. And I really think this Giants team is they're going to be competitive all year long, folks. I really believe so. I cannot gush about the value we're getting on their win totals. So, loved everything we just heard right there. And then, obviously, whenever we talk Giants, there's always something, and this is what I mean. I'm pretty sure this is a joke. I'm pretty sure this is a fake quote. It sounds real, and if it is real, I would love the audio of it. But once again, just everybody, Jameis Winston, y'all make him a little bit of a clown here. This quote is going around. I think it's fake. Quote, Jameis Winston on the locker room culture says, quote, "The white boys here are a little seasoned." Now, I love it. I would love the audio if this is a real quote, but I don't think it is. But once again, this is what y'all do to Jameis. I get it. It's entertaining. I get it. But I think y'all go a little too much on him. I think y'all really derailed his entire career. Shout out Jameis Winston and shout out the New York Giants. All right, let's keep moving on here. We talked about yesterday the Bengals are staying in Cincinnati, getting their stadium deal done. And now another stadium deal is done. All right. We said the Bengals should have a stipulation in the contract. Hey, if the defense isn't good, we're going to evict you. I'm sorry. We're not going to stand up for that shitty defense. And I think the Browns maybe should start doing the same thing here. The Browns have closed on a 176-acre parcel in Brook Park at a price of more than $76 million for their new stadium that is due to open in 2029. Due to open in 2029. So this is what I'm proposing for the Browns. Let's take the next 4 years off. Okay? Let's not compete. Let's just get our act together. Okay? Let these bad contracts expire and go. All right, we can move on now off these bad deals. The Deshaun Watson deal that led to collusion in the NFL. Let's get our personnel right. Let's get our footing. Let's get our culture right here. And let's just take the next 4 years and get it all right. So when there is the new stadium, when we do unveil our new stadium, it's a new era. It's a clean slate. It's a new era. We can all move with a fresh start. Hit the ground running. Our culture is set. Our team is set. We're ready to go now. We're back. The Browns are back, folks, in 2029. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we know you're probably not going to be competitive for the next 4 years. So let's just take it off. Get right. And then in 2029, we're back. Boom. New era. We leave the past behind and we look forward. I think it's pretty smart, but I doubt they do that, but we'll see. All right. Well, here we go. We got a gush alert, folks. Gush alert. Whoop, 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 whoop. And you know me, I love a good gush. So here we go. Broncos left tackle Garrett Bowles gushes over, quote, freak of nature, Bo Nix after impressive rookie season. Now, we said this yesterday on the show. I don't think that we need to worry about or kind of think about a sophomore slump for these older quarterbacks in the league. We know Bo Nix. Who's the other one? Who's the other oldie? Bo Nix, Drake Mays young, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., all older quarterbacks here, 24, not your average 21, 22-year-old rookie quarterback like Drake May, like CJ Stroud, like Bryce Young, like Anthony Richardson, who we've all, besides probably CJ Stroud, see shakiness, maybe not even Drake May really. But we saw Bryce Young kind of get benched. We saw Anthony Richardson get benched. These young quarterbacks. Caleb Williams looked okay, but the offense not good around him. We've seen these quarterbacks, these younger quarterbacks, have to kind of get benched and kind of see the full season play out and even kind of season 2 play out, and it really starts to click after that. But with these quarterbacks having more time to develop, more time to let the game slow down around them, sitting back and watching kind of the other quarterbacks, the Herberts, the Burrows, get it done in college, and then their time is, then their time comes where they can step up and then, start their career in college. So we're seeing the older quarterbacks here, and that's why I don't think we have to worry about a step back of Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. Like I said, if Washington offense takes a step back, I want to say it's going to be because of Cliff Kingsbury and maybe a little bit weighed down by Deebo Samuels. Not a weight joke there, but pun intended as well. So Bo Nix, I don't think we have to worry about a sophomore slump. What we have to worry about is already seeing his ceiling. Can he keep improving? So let's read the quotes here by the offensive lineman and see if we're still gushing over Bo Nix, and if what he says gives a little credit, little credit to what we're saying is that we're not expecting a step back for these year 2 older quarterbacks. So here we go. Don't count his veteran left tackle among those skeptics. Garrett Bowles has spent a season protecting Nix, witnessed the results, and can't wait to see what's next for the Broncos. And their quarterback says, quote, Bo's a tremendous football player. I'm so grateful I get to protect him and being his blindside protector, giving him all the time in the world. He's a freak of nature. You look at the numbers that he put up last year between him and Jaden Daniels. Those were the 2 young quarterbacks in the league that's going to be very successful. And I have one of them behind me. His demeanor, his composure, his work ethic, just always wanting to get better, his arm talent, and just the way he sees it. He has the swag, man. He really does. So once again, the quarterbacks with more experience, more reps, able to kind of see the game. In the quote, his demeanor, his composure, he's been around the block, he's been hurried, he's been sacked, he's been knocked down. Obviously, the game of the NFL, everybody says it's way, way faster. But once again, older, more experienced. They always say, how many times I heard this in college? I heard it so much it started to become annoying. The human brain isn't fully developed until you're like 24, 25. So these younger quarterbacks, speed, not able to process it too quickly. These older quarterbacks, they're picking up on it, able to get it done. Jaden Daniels just went to the gosh dang NFC Championship game. Now, we also had Brock Purdy, did the same thing. He was a younger quarterback. But once again, we're talking about Kyle Shanahan, a very experienced coach. So, always going to be exceptions to every rule, so don't. I get it, folks. Settle down. Do we get anything else here that we got to talk about? Let's see. One more quote. You would think a rookie like that would come in, and it would be hard for him to adjust to the NFL life. I think it just pays dividends to all the snaps that he had in college and the coaching staffs that he had there with Auburn and Oregon. And then coming to Denver, embracing his role and being the leader that he is, to lead our team down the field, to score points. It spoke to us. We scored a lot of points last year, and we're ready to build off of that, what we did, and continue to get better each and every day. So, once again, saying kind of what we're saying, it's backing up what we're saying. So watch out for Bo Nix. Even Vegas has them as third favorites, folks, to win the division. They're plus 300, second favorites to win the division behind the Chiefs. And then the Chargers are behind them at plus 310. So even Vegas is saying, yeah, we're not expecting a step back here from the Broncos. So if I were y'all, I would not expect that either. Alrighty, let's do one more. Let's do one more story here we can fit in. And let's do this. Let's do this because this is quick, and we'll save Caleb Williams for tomorrow. But here we go. Micah Parsons, and this is folks, the podcasting. It's too much. It's not a podcast, but once again, just, athletes talking. It's never great. Obviously, I'm not going to tell these people don't talk, and you're not allowed to talk ever. But if I was a team, I would be mad. I would be not happy. If I was the Cowboys, I'd be extremely upset. But we get Kevin Durant at Fanatics Fest after he was traded to the Rockets, and he was, all fun and all smiles. He was getting asked at Fanatics Fest by Kay Adams. Shout out to Kay Adams. Kevin Durant says Micah Parsons will be a Washington Commander at some point in his career. Kay Adams asks, well, when? Durant says, I will say 2 years from now. Parsons, also at Fanatics Fest, comes on by. Parsons says, yo, I only rock with Dan Quinn. Well, Dan Quinn is the head coach of the Washington Commanders. He was also the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys when Micah Parsons was also there. Durant says, exactly, that's all you need to rock with. So we have Micah Parsons playing for the Dallas Cowboys in the division with the Washington Commanders, and the Washington Commanders are the new big dog in town, while the Cowboys are becoming potentially irrelevant on the football field. We get Micah Parsons also do a big contract this year. That's all we keep hearing. When is he going to get signed? When is he going to get signed? So we get Kevin Durant saying, hey, you're going to come and be a Commander. We know Kevin Durant's a big Commanders fan. We know Micah Parsons and Kevin Durant are friends of each other. We get Micah Parsons saying, yeah, I love Dan Quinn. Well, Dan Quinn's over there, bucko. And then we get this, the rumor now. See, this all plays out. Fanatics Fest was last weekend, 2 weekends ago. I don't know. I've lost track of time. Time means nothing to me now. But the rumor now, this was posted yesterday. The rumor, Cowboy star pass rusher Micah Parsons could seek a shorter extension so he could enter the market again at a younger age. Shorter contract. Oh, yeah, sign me for 2 years and then I'm going to Washington. The plan we just heard. Dallas typically offers longer deals and would have to take a year or two off their contract offer in order to make the deal happen. So, we know the Cowboys kind of wait till the very last minute to do a deal. Is Micah Parsons going to use some of this leverage? Be like, I'll just go to Washington then. And I'm all about, using leverage. I mean, this isn't to knock the players and the money. I'm not knocking that. Go get your money. And if you think this is going to get you more money, absolutely. I'm all for players getting paid. I'm pro paying players. Get your money. But if I'm a fan and if I'm a team, I don't like what I'm hearing, and I'm going to use this against Micah Parsons in his contract negotiations. It's business. All's fair in business, right? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Micah Parsons. But if I'm the Cowboys and I'm hearing this, I'm like, what are you talking about? You're going to go to our rival now? Okay. All right. And we've heard Micah Parsons on his podcast. I mean, he talks highly about all these other teams and this and how he wants to play for these players and these teams. So, it's going to come back to bite you at one point. It is. So, we'll see. If you're looking for a smaller deal, you don't think Cowboys know that and going to be like, no. 10-year deal now. You got the Patrick Mahomes 10-year deal. You ain't going nowhere. So we'll see what happens with Micah Parsons. We'll see what his contract looks like. Once again, I would expect that deal to be done probably a week before the league starts. 2 weeks before the league kicks off. I wouldn't hold my breath about it here, folks. All righty. That is going to do it for us today, folks. I appreciate everybody. Oh, boy. The lawyers representing 13 of Justin Tucker's accusers have praised the NFL's investigation, which interviewed 15 accusers, as incredibly thorough and thoughtful. Oof. Not what you want to hear if you're Justin Tucker, I'll tell you that. We'll read the article tomorrow on the show. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, listening, watching. We'll be back for our night show tonight where we watch and break down and bet the UFC prelim. So come hang out for that. Kicking off, I think we'll still be here at 7. They kick off at 8, but we'll still be here at 7, I believe. Streaming everywhere, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, shout out. But appreciate y'all. Get a good start. Get a good rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we will see you tonight and potentially tomorrow. Yes? Yes. Take it easy, folks. I appreciate y'all.